I'm talking about left my heart in the city mixtape. Every man for himself. Lord, that shit a blessed recording. Check it. I love my G's and I love those blocks, but it's every man for himself when that drama pop. My mom and God probably the only two I trust, but sometimes I gotta zone her out. She talk too much. Jealous dudes hate, don't like it when you're moving up. I'm sky high, I just ride by. Jesus with me, I ain't never needed help. You live and you learn, it's every man for himself. These chicks open up depending on the car you drive. It's a material world, but that Benz ain't even mine. Madonna, material girls trying to scope me, but when I was walking she wasn't trying to know me. I pray hourly, the Lord respond to, and act that's cowardly I don't respond to. A lot of hater moves, but I done paid my dues. OG in the game, but I ain't in the gang. It's every man for himself, so forget a crew. One man army and I'm the general. I live by simple rules, it's a simple life. People say how can he be so hard and still be nice, cause I'm a nice guy. Don't cross me though, unless they're cross representing Jesus, lost souls that might look for peace. It's every man for himself. Shouty, look at me, how I cook that beef. Chef in the kitchen, warring all by myself. You can't conquer others if you can't conquer yourself, cause you your worst enemy, it ain't nobody else. Word to the wise, it's every man for himself. Listen, look. I love my G's and I love those blocks, but it's every man for himself when that drama pop. My mom and God probably the only two I trust, but sometimes I gotta zone her out. She talk too much. Jealous dudes hate, don't like it when you're moving up. I'm sky high, I just ride by. Jesus with me, I ain't never needed help. You live and you learn, it's every man for himself. Every man for himself. Trust in another and get let down. This world is so gutter. Dudes will help you out if it's gonna help them, but if not, they would've left you out. You find yourself by yourself then. I know how people do. I ain't mad about it, shoot, I'm glad about it. Something like an eagle too. I've been left the flock, but still blessed by God, so I expect a lot to come my way, both the good and the bad. I take it all as one ever since I was young. How you gon' stop my shine when the sun in your face? You can only get some shades to protect you from the rays. Listen, I be living alone in them streets, alone at the house, alone at the beach. Playa del Mar, that was in LA. My heart in the city, but I done forgot the way. How I get back, my job working me to death. I'm trying to use my brain so my body gets to rest. Enrolling in the school, you gotta admit, I'm holding. It's every man for himself, I'm bowling. Strikes knocking down 10 pins, got a life to spare, one life to live. Life is fair, the second life is consequences from the first. Through Jesus is forgiveness, once the body's in the hearse, it's too late. You knew it's every man for himself. I'm a cheerleader though, I wanna see you get your wealth. What? Check it. Like this here, look. I love my G's and I love those blocks, but it's every man for himself when that drama pop. My mom and God probably the only two I trust, but sometimes I gotta zone her out. She talk too much. Jealous dudes hate, don't like it when you're moving up. I'm sky high, I just ride by. Jesus with me, I ain't never needed help. You live and you learn, it's every man for himself. When you suffer, you alone. When there's trouble, you alone. But when you're doing good, people wanna come along. Hang with me, looking for somewhere to belong. I got tendencies to push them away, maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably right though, I tell them find the Lord. My faith been stretched, extension cord. God plugged me in, now I'm powered up. Got my soul clean and my body showered up. Every man for himself, you ain't wild enough. You don't know how to deal with opposition piling up. I used to need friends, they would lead me to sin, but the Lord would ask, why am I leaving him? God, I don't know, I was young then, we were young men. I was dumb then, now how I think for myself, meditate on my own. It's every man for himself, and God made me strong. I don't need a leader, I don't need a preacher, I don't need a teacher, I don't need a senorita. Ain't none of these bad, ain't none of these wrong, but it's every man for himself when the heat is on. You gotta do you, no crutch to stand on, just raw and uncut, real life hands on, like an experiment, on the job training. Every man for himself, what click y'all claiming? Know what I'm saying? Check it, check it. I love my G's and I love those blocks, but it's every man for himself when that drama pop. My mama and God probably the only two I trust, but sometimes I gotta zone her out. She talk too much. Jealous dudes hate, don't like it when you're moving up. I'm sky high, I just ride by. Jesus with me, I ain't never needed help. You live and you learn, it's every man for himself. You know what I'm saying? This for everybody putting their trust in other people, you know what I'm saying? It's every man for himself, homie. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people lead you astray, cause when you make dumb decisions, homie, you gotta pay the penalty by yourself, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with cliques and crews, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you ought to put your faith in God, homie, cause there's some situations that's gonna hit you that you gonna have to deal with by yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's every man for himself out here, you know what I'm talking about? Jesus up, left my heart in the city, mixtape, man, what's up, what's happening?